Hello there everyone and welcome back. I was not expecting to have such a anticlimactic ending to the last match, but hey, it gave me some essential experience I need for two of my sources managed to level up, and I did make a couple of additions to my roster. Although I did not get my additional reroll just yet, I however did get two more skinks in terms of Pog, the Swift, and the Hexel, the ankle biter. These are going to be my two new skinks. And why did I buy two of them? It's been a long process of thinking, but I believe I'm going to retire to Lantlax. The skills, unfortunately, are probably not needed. It's ultimately, if all my skinks get leveled up too quickly, as opposed to my sources, they're a bit of a liability just to because they increase my team value so damn much. How the hell do I fire you, though, with that said? I thought there was an option to fire you. Oh yeah, it's over on the right, stupid me. At least this way, I still have a full roster with Karnox being out for a match. So it does technically reduce my team value by 40 points. Whereas if I did buy a replacement skink, it would have been at 1260 just about. And when Karnox does get recovered, I am ultimately going to have myself an extra skink to start working towards. Whether I have it be like a dirty player and try and do a lot of fouling, that remains to be seen, and ultimately depends on what kind of level ups I get from here on out. Since I've yet to get any doubles, I did get like a stat increase, but a lot of them are not really all that exciting, especially for a source, no less. They already got really good armor. The mobility is really tricky to utilize. At least I don't think I'm skilled enough to take advantage of the higher movement speed at least. And otherwise, what was the other one? I think it was just armor and movement value. I don't think there was any other increases that I can think of. At least with the one level up I did get for my source. But otherwise, we've yet to get ourselves a double, especially for a skink, since there are some essential skills they need to get access to, namely block and probably sure hands to help pick up the ball more reliably. So there's some things that need to be done. So far, my roster is pretty as vanilla as can be. There's no uniqueness to them just yet, which hopefully may change if I get a couple more levels, since both my sources kind of need MVP to get their level up in, at least realistically for next match, or if somehow they can get an injury and conveniently get a touchdown, that would be good too. But I like this setup now, especially since I got two more blocks to kind of at least make my dice a little more reliable. When I cut down the chances of getting a bad result on my blocks now, cutting it in half for these two extra sources, or Saurii, yeah, it does minimize the need of having the extra reroll, at least for the time being, but that is going to be my focus next, unless I get some serious injuries and need to replace people. Since we did get held back a tiny bit with having to pay for Krosa's repair bill after all. But let's get this started. Let's see if I can keep this streak going somehow, despite the luck I seem to be having. We have to face off against Nurgle, the anti-fun guys, because they don't like passing. They try and deny me passing, of course. They are all about bashing us too. So it's a good thing I cut back on my one skink, because they could have easily been able to afford a Bloodweiser babe, or at least something, with the extra money they were getting. So they have a injury of movement speed here. Huh. You're almost 1200 there and you have no level ups aside for this one guy with block. Is it because you have extra players that you bought? It looks like it. Is there an easy way to count? 13, so yeah. You got yourself two extra players, so this in theory should be really good for me. In theory. Although, if we play a bashy game, they are likely to outlast me, even with their lack of skills, just because of replacement players. The good news though, I think, all the replacement players are just the cheap little linemen, the little rotters. So if I could take out their Chaos Knights, and somehow their Nurgling, that monstrous big guy, then I should be doing well. I just gotta remember all their damn skills, like Disturbing Presence is the main thing. There's always a 1 in 6 chance I fail a block attempt on them, which is gonna really suck for me, because I'm gonna have to really gauge how bashy I should be. With 4 blocks, I should in theory get in their face. They only have one block to counter it, so in theory I should be superior to them. And there's their ugly mugs right there. Hell, even a little bit their cranium's exposed. That doesn't bode well for these guys, but I suppose they're undead. They don't feel a thing at this point. I want to get in their face there. I'm best on defense because I need all the players I can to deny them their touchdown. So I think I'm okay with this. At least from what I understand, because I have really no expendable players, I want to have as many players as possible for their drive when they have the ball, ideally. They don't have much skills, alas, but let's see. So I can rest these there, and they have the one blocker here, this Nurgle Warrior. Oh, they don't even have a Nurgling. Oh, never mind, he's just chilling on the sideline, which I seriously doubt he's going to stay there. Any tweaks I want to make? Do I want the blockers here? No. Since it's really easy for him to get tied up, so I don't think I want to do that. And only thing I really would like is somehow get some experience for Krosa, which, with Prehensile Tail, it would be nice to just tie them up as much as possible, but I think Bashing's pretty good, and these guys, yeah, these are essentially the same as my Saurii. They just have all these traits to them, disturbing presence to keep me from picking up the ball and all that. And the more of them there, the more it penalizes me. And they have, what, 4 of these guys? And does this guy also have disturbing presence? Yeah. So 5 players that can negate my chances of picking up or even passing with the ball. So even if I get to knock them down, it's very unlikely I'm going to get the ball since they're going to be surrounding it. You would think anyway. So I would need a 6+ to pick it up even with a skink. So my focus is clear. Just slow them down as much as possible and try and outbash them. Which in all honesty should be pretty good for me with all these blocks. Ooh, blitz. I like me a good old blitz. Now, do I just immediately go in here or not? I don't see why not, because there is a tackle zone here after all. I just don't want to give him free blocks as well. I wonder what happens. Well, I think I'm more comfortable with the skink trying to pick it up, although there's still penalties on that, so I'm going to stay here. Let that bounce a little bit, I suppose. And they are going to bash, but again, I have block. So maybe I can step up forward a bit. Again, I'm trying to get bashy. Trying to get in their face some. Gotta keep in mind, though, that my skinks still need to be protected. So I won't omit that, or I won't neglect that fact. Oh, actually, I kind of want to back you up some. Since I got good tackle zones here, it's just the one rotter that might be a pain, but with these extra skinks here, that may not be a problem. How far can you go exactly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you need to go for it if you want to try and tackle these skinkies. Alright, bit of an odd formation, but we know where the ball's going. Maybe I should have tried for the ball there, but again, with these 2 disturbing presence, it would have been a 6+ for me to pick it up at least. Very unlikely, and it leaves my skink so damn vulnerable to a blitz too. Especially with these pestigores, which do have charge, or at least strength to their charge. And you can't get a free block here at least, so I have that going for me. You would have to burn a blitz. Because if I go on forward and they successfully blocked me down, then they could have blitzed maybe a source or at least an opening here. An even bigger opening. They still get the 2 dice block though. Maybe I could have been more aggressive, hard to say. I just know the main theme is to try and minimize the amount of free blocks they get. Which is why I didn't want more people standing up here, although in theory, standing here to deny the assist here might have been good. there's a lot to really consider, since, again, it's risky for them to do 1 dice blocks in all seriousness. I could have had my Saurii here, but again, they could have easily assisted. All this thought process kind of needs to be looked at through a replay for me to judge how I should have played it out. Since they're very likely to get the 2 dice blocks they want, but I do have at least the block skill to help some. And they're standing their ground as well, apparently. They're not following up. Okay, 2 knockdowns, and poor Krosa's gonna get pushed back too. But at the ooh. Aw. That's no fair. How come you get a knockdown so early on? It's like I gave him the first 3 free blocks there or something. Because after all, their rotters are pretty expendable. If I had started the match, they probably would have just had these 3 little guys on the front line. And even if I injured them, they would have had 2 extras. Not all that exciting there for me. But they're very likely to get injured if I were to get an injury result, apparently, with Decay. But again, the main theme is to try and slow them down, but when they pick up the ball, well, it was a 3+. It was quite in their favor there. Now, I can get you up, I can assist some. Just try and slow him down as much as possible is the main thing. It's somehow try... Ah, you get the knockdown on Krosa. Might blow can be scary here. Especially with a knockdown Saurii. But I do have a blitz. How do I best want to use said blitz? Because I would like to tie you up there. It's going to be tricky to do. So in all honesty... There's a lot of little things I could do here. But first, let's get people up. Krosa gets up. Perfect. And now watch... I want to blitz with you, but I think it'd be better to blitz with this one here. It's only a 1 dice block, alas. So I can use a skink for this. And this covers my line a little bit too. Blitz. Foul appearances might suck, but I think I might be willing to reroll that. Now to put my money where my mouth is, since I do have block. A bad use of a reroll, possibly. But since now they can no longer get free blocks of sorts, how do I want to move my Saurii? Because I would like to prevent... They can only get 1 blitz. I need to watch where you can go. 6 move. And do I have any sidesteppers to kind of like go here? And also let's see your movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's have you there, Kunga. Since they would have to go for it if they want to try for that. And then otherwise, let's have these skinks over here. Let's watch the movement. They are pretty slow though. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if possible... Well, actually, that rotter is probably going to bash this source there, but... Oh, and that's the wrong skink. They're going to try and blitz. How do I best move this here? Because I want to keep everyone there, ideally, and not have a nice easy window here, but that sounds silly with 3 of them there. Don't know where exactly I want to put my skinks. I'm just... The most direct route is to go far right here, but they won't go very far to the right. Let's just hope burning that reroll doesn't cost me some. Since they can easily knock down the source, and yeah, there's a window here, who am I kidding? Yeah, all these windows are pretty fragile, at least on the left side, if they get a good blitz. I can deny some assists, but... let's see. It comes down to how well this block here does, I suppose. If they knock him down or not. Since they get the 2 dice. Okay. That's the best I could ask for there, unless you burn a reroll. Which you don't, thankfully. So that covers a lot of my tackle zone problems there. Since if you blitz this one, there's still 2 tackle zones. And if they blitz my skink, they still have to make a dodge. It's not the most convenient type of layout, though. And in theory, I should have a lot of free blocks here. Since we're dealing with 4 die or strength 4, they're not going to be 2 dice blocks. A lot of them. Okay, dodge. No sidestep, sadly, but so that still covers my tackle zones incredibly well, thankfully. What are you gonna do? Because you burnt your blitz. We know where the big giant monster is gonna go. It's a question who boneheads first, I suppose. Unless somehow it can knock back all their support. Which they can easily march them back forward. Krosa can get easy block here, which then starts dominoing if I can get a knockdown. But the big question is blitz. How do I want to go about blitzing? Since I can't quite blitz this guy anymore. With this rotter here. And I do have a nice window, and we know exactly where they're going to commit to. And I gotta be careful of the dang. I would like to dodge with the skink here, but I can easily bash the rotter too. What are the priorities? The strength 4 guys. Although with disturbing presence, that makes it really difficult to do. Or at least not realistic is probably the proper term. So I can knock you down easily enough. I was thinking of blitzing, but that might not happen here. And see if we can get some injuries of some sort. Well, it's a stun. That's a good start. I can go in there and blitz, but without block, that's kind of risky there. So we'll knock back the Pestigore. Or at least knock down the Pestigore, I suppose. You have block as well. Maybe I should have knocked down the Rar, but gonna have to take a bit of a risk here. Well, actually, Krosa can be the Blitzer, which I don't like the idea of. Because a Bonehead could ruin my momentum a tiny bit. But we start getting a snowball effect. I'm just not going to re-roll it again, with that said. And I would like Krosa to go in there, but you know, this could backfire quite a bit. Thankfully it didn't with the Bonehead at least. Well, that's gonna stink, but I think I have... Well, that's not entirely true. I do have a window here. Oh, and you had block. That was the one that had block, damn it. Guess goes to show, well, it was kind of probably being obscured a tiny bit as well. I still have skinks and I still have tackle zones. I just wish I had a skink here to kind of cover this slot up a bit, but it would require some go for it. Okay, re-roll that, please. Well, there goes your turn. That works well. Got a little bit lucky there. But that's also the value of block, too. Now, I basically got myself a free turn there, just about. Krosa, do you get up? Yes, you do. Now, you can provide some assists. And I have a blitz as well. Actually, this skink could get a 2-dice block. So let's deal with our Pestigore problem. And just tie these guys up as much as possible. And if I can at least get a push on you, that'd be pretty good. When do I want to do that, though? Yeah, disturbing presence and all that too. I gotta keep that in mind as well. But I think I'm willing. Well, I'm gonna need a Saurii over there too, but without a blitz, that's gonna be tricky to do. It's a 1 in 6 chance, and I do have a reroll. I'm gonna go with the safe play. I want to hang on to a reroll for later. And do I follow up? Because they do have Chaos Warriors there, kind of to tie me up some if I get too aggressive. Now let's get the skinks in here, get our 2-dice block. And... oh, it's only a 1-dice block because you're still tied up, I just realized. Unless I push you, that would be the exception. There, that's only a 1 in 6 chance, but probably the riskiest type of move I should be doing. With that said. But I get the pushback I want. Knockdown is ideal, but I don't want to feed my skinks too much SPP at the same time. Now, you're only one... well, there's 2 of them in the way. And sadly, no... ooh, I get 2-dice blocked there. I'm willing to burn this. And you are also the one with damn block. I was willing to take the knockdown. It's a good thing I hung on to my reroll, but damn. I was talking about how reliable my dice rolls would be with 4 blocking Saurii, but I burnt both of them in 3 turns, which does not bowl too well for me. But they only have 1 actual block here, with a possible blitz. So you stay there and cover my tackle zones. And Kungwa, where the hell do I put you? Well, you can get blitz here, so let's reinforce this a little bit. Just a little bit. Having these blockers next to their Beast of Nurgle probably is the best I could ask for, even though I still got really lucky there on the bash, or the block, where they fell down. Unless somehow I can get Krosa next to it. That would be the exception. Now, you're gonna try... well, you can't really get 2-dice block here. Ooh, really stupid. That... the luck's not going very well for the big guy, and I'm thankful for it. Because that could have easily been Krosa, but at the same time, I talked about it plenty already. Prehensile Tail kind of encourages me to not block, or at least activate him as... at least on every opportunity. In some situations, I want to just leave him there, in case they want to dodge. But since we're playing against a bashy team, who am I kidding? They're almost never going to try and dodge me, especially with agility 2. Unless I'm on the ball carrier, that might be the exception. But it's looking promising for this turn at least. Since they can't really get their 2-dice block they want on the Saurii. I just wish it was one that had block. That would be my only regret there. That I could do that somehow. Alright, what's your blitz? You're probably going to get a 3-dice block is what's going to happen here. Since you got the... oh, nope, you're going to blitz my blocker. Thankfully, it does not pay off, but you do push him. Okay, you're just going to leave us standing. I'm surprised you didn't want to push him there. That would have slowly start opening up a window here, I would have thought. Interesting. Like, oh, they probably were worried about denying the assist here, maybe? Since after all, the skink. If they get one more over here, they would get a 3 dice block. But then someone would be really vulnerable to being surfed. Speaking of which, I should look into the possibility of a surf at some point, if I can knock him off the edge. With disturbing presence, that makes it a little bit riskier than I... Excuse me, a little bit riskier than I like. But my opponent is walking into my layout there. Now I just gotta get all the bashes possible. Which normally means avoiding the Chaos Warriors because they're damn disturbing presence. And I need to deal with you too. I did get a 2 dice block on you before, but that's not likely going to happen again with this layout. But let's see, that's 6. Unless I'm willing to go for it there, that's not the most promising opportunity. I think I know what I want to do here, but let's see if... That's a risky play with Krosa. So let's start with something safe. Let's deny the Rotter here. Do I follow up, though? It's a bit of a mess, but I don't think I do. I was tempted to just go over here because my opponent did not want to push me over this direction. Now, can I get a blitz of some kind over here for this Chaos Warrior? I do get a push, which isn't terrible. I should have pushed it towards my Saurii, which maybe I probably don't really want to do. And you got block. And knockdown warrior. You, alas, do not have block, which is the one thing I don't like. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would need to go for it. What other moves do I want to do here? Because you are a bit of the loner here, the isolate one, so I think I want to keep you together. Just in case. This could fail, but at least it would reinforce with a source if I get the hit. It's only a push, alas. Nah, they would just block the skink. As tempted as I am, I just don't have the means to follow up on it. We do still have this one dang Rotter, and I don't want you complicating things. Otherwise, what else is left? I have some openings. There we go. I'm okay with that. They would have to go far right if they want to at least get movement out of their ball carrier. I kind of regretting that now. They do have free blocks here that are likely to push me back. I really am regretting that now, not having that second skink. Maybe it would have been a different story if I didn't follow up, but remains to be seen. Because this Chaos Warrior easily gets his 2 dice block. Just because it's one Rotter. Double pow. We're looking at an easy blitz on the skink here, which doesn't have sidestep. Nope. Now, how much movement would that take you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I don't think you're going to blitz with him, but still. That was a big mistake on my part. It's a question if my opponent's willing to try for it or not with a blitz. Gonna blitz with a Rotter, so I don't think you get the 3 dice there, do you? Nope. So I question that some. They do get the knockdown, alas. The good news, if they try and go for it, I'm gonna have all my skinks surround and swarm it, which may not be terrible if they fall for that kind of trap. Hell, I even have a source here, if they don't tie it up either. Huh, interesting. Okay, got 2 dice blocked there. That paid out for him. Which one was that blocking there, I wonder? Was it the Pestigore? No, it's just the Chaos Warrior. And I do have all these skinks, and I did tie up the Rotter, which is convenient for me. They could still dodge out of the Saurii really easily. But you probably don't want to go in here. You probably don't, because that is a bit of a trap for you. Now that I think of it. Especially with the lack of support you're going to have. I can get a Saurii there, or swords there, but unless I'm willing to go for it, it's probably not worth it. A skink would be more better, but I can't quite get the assists I want either. Alright, they're tying up my guys there, so I'm going to be relying heavily on skinkies. As tempting as it is, actually, I could blitz you. I don't quite blitz the ball carrier, but I isolate it. I trap it. That's pretty convenient for me. So I'm willing to take that there. Oh wait, I can't do that either. Because the Saurii are already tied up. But I do have 3 skinks still. Let's layer this up as much as possible. And then I'll do a dodge with you after everything's all said and done. Since we can get some knockdowns, let me use a blitz here to try and get you in position. Since I'm not really going to get much of a blitz elsewhere. I'll take the block, or the push. And everyone else is kind of tied up for the moment. Krosa is a bit of my muscle. I just hate to have him suffer a bonehead result. Or even a bad roll. How much would that screw me over? I would need to knock one of them down if I'm even going to have any additional dice. I can live with foul appearance and not bonehead, so I'm fine with that. Now, am I willing to do a red dice? Actually, let's block with you. It's a 1 in 9 if this fails, so I could have done this. I could have done the dodge first, since I don't have any rerolls available. And where would I want you to go? Well, right here probably be good, since they are likely to get a free block there. I tried 2 red dice. If possible, just move away from their beast and Nurgle. Alright. Pick your poison. There. That at least denies the beast from attacking, without a blitz at least. Since you don't quite have the mobility to get down here very well. Alright. I kind of did this to myself at tiny bit, allowing them to advance as much as they did. But this is an awkward space for them too. Since you're only strength 3, that's a bit of the problem. So if you would have to blitz if you want your strength 4, and 1 assist is not going to be enough. Hell, you can't even get a proper assist, not without your ball carrier moving. But that could change easily with some bashes, who am I kidding? And that was the one with block too. Oh yeah, and I'm just realizing all this time I had a Saurii down, with Mass Decoit of all people. Our captain is spending a lot of the time on the bench, it seems like. Suffering injuries to miss next game, lose agility. Poor Mass Decoit. Oh, now they get their assist, but it's only 1 dice so far. Actually, it's not even an assist, because the skink's here in the way. So it's still 2 red dice with me having block. So I'm still in good shape here if they even want to try it. Alright, Nurgling moved, but he'll punch me next turn, so I gotta be careful. It does give him a 2 dice, though, which is definitely being felt so far. Now, I'm just curious, Disturbing Presence only deals with passing, nothing like dodging or anything like that. When they pass, intercept, or catch. Okay. So I can easily dodge through them really damn well with my skinks. I just need more injury results, because so far I haven't gotten anything concrete just yet. Ooh, pick the both down. You know you wanna. So you're gonna go here. Where do I want? Oh, I know what I want to do. I can surf you. It might not be easy, but I can surf you. Aw, you chickened out. I think he knew. I think my opponent knew that I would want to surf them off the pitch. Now, are you gonna do a 2 red dice or not? Because I have an opportunity to get this Saurii in your face. And I'm gonna enjoy every moment of it. Ooh, go for it. Come on, you know that's always risky. 1 in 6 risky, but still risky. And that denied your assist, I'm afraid. That was on Krosa, wasn't it? No, it was on my source. So, X middle, you are in good shape. You managed to deal with the both down result. Which they wouldn't have taken anyway, since it's not a blocker. Otherwise, we got him wedged in this corner really damn well. How? Now I just gotta put the pressure on him. Both down, 1 dice. And I guess you weren't burning a reroll for that. I guess that was a smart choice. But do you know what it did? Oh no. I shouldn't get too excited just yet. I can blitz the hell of this guy, but I don't think that helps me too much yet. I can get a 2 dice block on you, which I should definitely consider doing. Because as soon as I bash you, I'm going to take your spot. You're in a bit of a pickle there, Goranel, but I'm going to get you up nonetheless. Because you aren't really alone there, I'm just not don't have the best... Ooh, 2 dice block. But you are really tempting me there. I want to get on the ball carrier, if I were to be serious. I think it's better to get on the ball carrier, but in all seriousness, you're the scary one with your 4 strengths. Even if I got here, you just risk surfing me. Maybe I should have pushed you left in retrospect, but... And you get knocked down, I get to take this spot back. Now, I would love to blitz you. It's really damn risky, since I put myself at risk. Well, that's not really... I definitely put myself at risk of getting surfed. And I get a 1 dice skink block there, so I'm second guessing that prospect. Ooh, free Krosa though. I love that idea. But I think I need to get my Saurii back together. I don't like you isolate one bit. I am not tempting to go for it, but... I don't really have any other better blitz if I were to be serious. This is the best move possible. Does it pay off? It's a push. It kind of pays off. Since you're right next to the ball carrier. But with the risk of Bonehead, that could have burnt my blitz, but in all honesty, the only other blitz I could think of was the one where I try and backdoor them. Which could have really backfired on me if I commit to that. So I'm happy with the result here. It definitely is the smart choice, if not still, with its own amount of risk. Because now you got a Strength 5 Croxagore with Prehensile Tail next to you. That is a 50-50 chance to dodge out of that if you can't deal with Crosa somehow. Which, with no assist possible, unless you knock these two Saurii down, that's the exception. And even then, one of them is kind of denied by a skink. Okay, that was the Nurgling there, so this might hurt. Or the beast. And it does get a injury. Ooh, just stun. It got the stun no, it got the armor break because of Mighty Blow. Never mind. There was an audio cue that indicated Mighty Blow did its thing. Was the reason that it caused that stun. But it was, like I said, it shows down here was for the armor break. Okay, so Garatol is down. This... Ooh, nerf stun. Ooh, please don't be in a serious injury. 1 point of movement allowance. Tough choice, but I think I go with it. I might regret that. Since he already has plenty of movement as is, and it's also a source that only had like 2 SPP, so if replace them is required, then it's not a huge loss at least. It's just going to slow down my process of getting another 2-dice block. Or another reroll, rather. And you're in all sorts of trouble. But you have blocks, thankfully. Are you going to burn the reroll? Alright, no rerolls left for him, and they have 1 turn left after this. It's a question of what this Pestigore does. Since you do get a 1-dice block, which with your reroll burnt is likely not going to pan out. But they could... Oh, you're going to try and pass. You actually were considering handing off there. I want to see that fail. Prehensile Tail slaps you in the face. Now, if I can dash right in there with the skink really damn well. What I need to do is just knock down this one guy. But just in case, I need to cover all my bases too, which I would need a skink here. And I would need... That was a mistake, because I can't move forward. That was a bit of a mistake. I'm gonna have to commit to the Crosa block before I do that. And thankfully I don't really need to worry about a blitz. That's what it looks like. Because I can't quite blitz free from you. Do I have all my bases covered is the big thing. I think I blitz with the source, if I were to be serious. Get him to regroup with the others. At least to slow him down as much as possible. Now let's create an opening here. We got ourselves a POW, I like it. Now this is going to be a bit scary with the Rar, but I gotta keep in mind that they can only move so far, and the Rar definitely can't do it, as far as getting a touchdown. So much for my strategy there. Foiled because of the double down, but I am secured. I'm just not gonna get my opportunity to try for a touchdown. How far could I have gotten, though, in all seriousness? 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 8 movement. Yeah, you would have gone there and you could have easily been blitzed down. You could have. Oh my god. That was unlucky, I will admit. But there's no point in grabbing the ball. There was a very realistic opportunity for me to grab that, especially after seeing the double skulls. I could have took full advantage of that and got myself a touchdown. Boo. That would have been the greatest feeling. Alas, it's not happening here, but let's see about knocking down some of the warriors. Safely. Since killing the Rotters or knocking out the Rotters doesn't do me a lot of good. It's the Pestigors and warriors I care about. If at all possible. Only a push. Wasn't meant to be. And you have blocks, so that wasn't too terribly risky. And now I do have a blitz. I would love to try and foul the Nurg. Can I foul anyone in general? I can in theory foul the Chaos Warrior. It might be a better opportunity than just trying to knock down that cursed thing. Let's try it. It's 7+ though, so it's just about 50-50 there. Let's see if it pays off. Knockout. Considering you only have one chance for that to recover, it could be worth it. Especially with one of my Saurii out. At least knocked out. Now it's a question of if I can... Oh, you get up. Mastekwit's back in. Definitely a valuable one with block. Theirs also got up, sadly. So in retrospect, that foul did not pay off. At least for me. But otherwise, we successfully held them back at bay. I just gotta be mindful that my skinks are not gonna be able to successfully hand off, I think it's safe to say. Unless I have my skinks far enough away from their disturbing presence. I have all 4 my blocks in front. That's kind of what I realistically would have liked. And I think I want Krosa to try and deal with this beast of Nurgle, since the other two are just scapegoats a little bit. I think I'm okay here, just gotta be mindful of if a blitz might screw me over. It wouldn't be much, though. But if we can get some good momentum and at least knock down their player count, that helps for me potentially touching down. Okay, gentle weather. Right on the edge there, so if I get a bad pickup, that could mean anything. And I gotta be mindful of dang surfing potential. So who do I want to pick up there? Well, really, any of my skinks could. I want Kungwa available for possible handoff across the field. If I were to be honest. So you might stay in the middle there just in preparation for that. And otherwise, we start doing our blocks now and prepare for the pickup after. Both down, I'll take it. No serious injuries, which saddens me, of course. Let me follow up there. It's going to be a bit of a congested mess, but if I succeed to knock you down, that's great. I think Krosa is more better served over on the left for me, tying those warriors up. If I were to be honest. And a stun is a great way to go off. Doesn't give me SPP, but it's still a stun. Now, where do I put Krosa with that said? Because I got skinks covering here. I could put Krosa pretty much anywhere. But Bonehead did trigger, alas. It was bound to happen eventually. In all honesty, I'm kind of okay with my Saurii where they are. Although I need to deny assists. Let's not kid ourselves. Now, do we pick up the ball? Get it up right away. Perfect. We knocked out their Beast of Nurgle. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You would need to do a double go for it if you want to skink. I'm going to let you be tempted by that result. At least be tempted to blitz them. You do have block though, which is the scariest of the Nurgle warriors I would have to go up against. Yes, blitz me, blitz me. It's just a lowly little skink. Although, it's more likely for him to succeed, but the more rolls the better, I guess. Since I had to burn mine so early, I'm going to make them burn theirs. To kind of balance the scales, as it were. Come on, you know you wanna. You can't resist the temptation of a nice juicy strength 2 skink, can you? No. Being undead has its benefits, I guess. He has no temptation. He resists the urge. The calling of corn. Oh wait, wrong Chaos God. Oh well. That was the idea of leaving him there. Force them to make as many rolls as possible. They would eventually start failing with dodge. You are quite reliable to stay up. Outside the double down result from the 1 Chaos Warrior, which I did not really consider and overlooked a tiny bit. Otherwise, you get your 2 dice block here, alas. Well, let's see what you get. You get the down. You get the pow. Now I kind of want... And I gotta remember, I can hand off to Kungwa. And since he's outside those disturbing presence, he can make a beeline for whatever window's available to me. I just gotta be careful about where I'm most fragile. I don't want to do that play too soon unless I know they're all tied up. Because I would love to put Krosa's in a perfect position to support like such a maneuver. I just need some assurances that he's going to cooperate, or at least be able to move. Ow. There goes my reroll in a hurry. Even whip block, no less. I kind of want to powder Chaos Warrior, at least try to. Knock out on a zombie. I'm good with that. Now let's see. I can go way over here. Well, not quite. It's still a go for it. And I don't want to tie... Well, I need to make sure if Krosa's going to cooperate. But first, let's see if we can bash this guy. 1 dice dodge, or 1 dice block. Since these guys are nice and slow... Is lightning going to strike twice? That's what I'm afraid of. Not in this case. Now Krosa gets a lot more freedom here. Tie up the Chaos Warrior. No bonehead shenanigans, although maybe I could have blitzed. I do want to knock you down. I'm really terrified about leaving the ball carry here. I think I should just move. Because once I bash you, I'm relatively safe. Yeah, I could just move Kungwa ahead of time. That's not a big deal. I don't need to give Kungwa the ball. I just have to put him in position. I just gotta be mindful of the dang, the disturbing presence, though. So you can cover my angles a little bit, although they do have some free Pestigore and all that, but they don't have disturbing presence. 1 and 9 versus 1 and 6. I'm willing to take the 1 and 9 first. The 1 dice pays off. Now we gotta support these Saurii. Ooh, stun. Thank you kindly. I will happily take your knocked out player. Now I like to think I'm in good shape. They could get 2 dice block on Krosa really easily here. Because, yeah, Kungwa could have been 1 space forward to kind of protect against that some. Really stupid is convenient though. Not that it would have done much, but it delays it bashing me for a turn. So I'm happy about that. But there's still strength for Chaos Warriors. What are you gonna do? They're gonna start making their way over there. They fear the Kungwa maneuver. They're afraid of me. I could, in theory, touch down next turn if I really was feeling so bold. Or so vulnerable, rather, would be the proper term. Since I realistically do want to slow down the drive to give them less turns to kind of get a touchdown back. No, not Kungwa. What do you do to you? Take it. I could have easily regretted that maneuver, but thankfully Kungwa's still standing. Sort of. He's only half standing. He's still on the field. I can get 2 dice on you. It's really damn tempting. Now, how do I best move forward? Can I get any of these Saurii up? In all honesty, I ignore this Rotter, maybe, and push you back. And then at least that way, I free up this Saurii. And I can blitz conveniently too. Hell, I could still blitz, and it might be a better idea, especially with a blocker. Let me start with the relatively safe maneuver. Relatively. Now you guys start moving forward. How the hell? That gives me extra dice, but that don't help me in... No, that doesn't help me in any regard. I'm trying to think what my formation is going to be. I'm having a hard time imagining it until I do more blocks. So let me just protect a possible flank maneuver. Both down, thank you. Keep knocking them down. I could blitz them through there. That sounds a little silly, since I'm gonna have someone in my back line, which I'm not fond of. I'm gonna have to move a skink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't like that a whole lot, if I were to be honest. I'm gonna have to see if I knock you down first. I get a push, which is decent enough. That gives me 2 dice block there. And once I bash you, that gives me more convenient moving. Well, not gonna happen here, alas. But I still get to move you in place, which is good. God damn it. I didn't notice the timer. I didn't get to move the ball at all, but I'm still relatively safe. I was thinking about it too much, since with the new season they did change it to be a 2-minute timer as opposed to 3 minutes. Which is the first time this had to be an issue for me. And I didn't even get to burn my blitz. Oh well. I'm in good shape to move forward. They still have their disturbing presence, though. And I still got, like, what, 5 turns to get a touchdown? But I gotta make sure all my moves are in order if I'm gonna try. Otherwise, that can go bad for me, especially with this blitz here. Ooh, that is bad luck there. Twice in a row. Especially with the support, no less. You want to push, don't you? Unless you're willing to reroll. Yeah, let me push Kungwa a little bit closer. Threaten and touchdown ease more. Although you could still blitz my Kungwa, couldn't you? Both down and push, I'm getting lucky, but you do have 2 rerolls you might consider here. Nope. You want to push me down here, I think, otherwise I'm getting a free block. You want to push me down here. Come on, you know you want to. Do it. Do it. I dare you. Now follow up. Aww. Ooh, go for it. That's always risky. Another go for it. Even more risky. Living on the edge. The only way to be. You are in all sorts of trouble without your Nurgle friend. You got a lucky roll there, though. He didn't have blocks, so it was a little bit reasonable. It wasn't as bad as it seemed. I would need, like, at least a skull, which they had a reroll for. And you got stunned, no less. So that was a hit of... That was a damn good pow there. Now, question. I have a nice window to push on through the middle here. Is that what I want to do, though? Because this runner easily gets bashed. I have skinks to help with 2 dice blocks, which I'm willing to take. Alright, now we're moving forward. We got 2 knockdowns to boot. I really want to just go straight on through, since that's now a possibility for me. It's 3 dice on you. How can I say no to that? But I get 3 dice this way too, which is probably a little better since I'd rather blitz with the blocker. I'm leaving my boys a little isolated though, so I gotta keep that in mind. I don't think I can get 2 dice block over here, but I like the possibility. Especially since I can't follow up. Not that I would have done a whole lot. Oh, you got someone in the way, damn it. Not as convenient as it could be. Now, how do I best take advantage of this? Because now I'm a little bit surrounded or swarmed. Actually, I get 2 dice block here, which I can easily do otherwise. Yeah, get the 2 dice block here. Be mindful the Beast of Nurgle is likely going to get up next turn. I was hoping to knock it down and follow up, but not going to happen here. I don't really have much room to maneuver, especially with an easy knockdown here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, my formation and cage is starting to look a little bad here. And the dodge and stunty failed. Maybe this would be a different story if I managed to get... Didn't have my time right on the one move. I would have been up here pretty much with my ball carrier. So, since I saw a really good opportunity to kind of push through here, I just didn't have the Saurii to kind of properly defend it. You can blitz, but that's your one blitz though, which thankfully did not pay off here. Are you going to reroll with it? So I'd argue that blitz was not worth it. You did a really early blitz at that, which I really questioned too. Because there was a possibility for you to knock down the ball carrier here. Possibly. Where are you going to go though? With that said, just the one spot there. I still have, depending on how it goes here, I still have the Saurii to possibly get a nice window over here some. And if I can get a good handoff outside of these disturbing presence, I have a very realistic chance of touching down pretty easily. I just need to skink far enough forward for that to work. And I do have a source here to conveniently just bash this guy. Just not the 3 dice block I would have wanted. Please stand right next to Mastekoet. That will still free up Krosa if I get a good roll there. Yeah, and Kungo Kungwa is still available, it just needs to get up, is the problem. And if they spread out too much on both sides, then I can cut through the middle, which is what I want to do last turn. I just didn't quite have the movement for it. Alright, you deny me my 2 dice block there at least, but I still have the block skill, so it might still be worth it for me to try and bash you. Okay, you knocked down my Saurii, alas. It was bound to happen there. But at least it was the one that was... Well, you already burnt your blitz, who am I kidding? So this one's even further away. You would have to do 2 go forts. And you still have 2 rerolls, let's keep that in mind too. And I can easily get a 2 dice block on you since I don't really need a blitz elsewhere, do I? And I still have a reroll. If I can knock you down, that'll help. A push sort of does it, though, still. Sort of. Since I have 2 blockers here that are ready to bash the hell out of you. I was gonna bash first, then get up with Krosa, but this still gives me my 2 dice block. So it's not too terrible, but I just don't get my move like I want. Okay, knock down there. I'll take it. Now we still gotta push on through, or at least knock these guys back. But now I have a free window to move him a little bit. A little bit. I just don't quite have the most impressive cage. And until I dodge with my skink, that would be the exception. Which, gotta keep in mind, this guy is a damn tentacle. I gotta remember that. So I'll happily knock you down, because that might give me a stun. Ow! Ow! That is not the result you want. He does regenerate, though, because of damn Nurgle. Did that rob me my SPP, I wonder? I think he still got it, but I have no way to be certain since I don't see the icon for it. Do I move forward? No, that leaves a window. Because if I move forward, then there was a potential for him to just sprint on through. That is likely going to fail, since I would need to roll really high for that. Nope. Sadly stuck in there, but at least it's like a free move attempt. Now, do I get out of here? Yes, I do. Stunty does its thing. I am a little bit vulnerable, though. This Chaos Warrior can very easily get in here. Well, that's not true. I still have 2 tackle zones here with my skink even knocked down. And Kungwa is in prime position to get a touchdown pretty soon. They have to take him very seriously. What are you going to do there? I don't think this can even blitz. No, it only had like 2 movements, so you couldn't really blitz anyway. So I'm safe in that matter. It looks like it's definitely a disorganized mess now, with what was looking very promising. Double go for it. You do have the rerolls, so you're allowed to take risks at this point, since you conveniently haven't need to use it earlier. Or at least you chose not to anyway. Ooh, you might okay, so you're content with the push. Sadly, no sidestep to conveniently move into an awkward angle there, but the one I was most afraid of kind of blitzing my skink is thankfully not going to blitz my skink. Yeah, you would need to do a dodge. And with Agility 1, you are not going to try it, but you are going to block or blitz me. And you get the knockdown, sadly. Oh, I know what you're going to try and do. Oh, got the stun. Boo. So I may have to rely on Krosa unless you tie up Krosa. Probably not what I'm going to do anyway. But there's still a blitz option to knock you back. Somehow. Since you're really light on this side here. Just going to be tricky to do. Because this one Chaos Warrior is going to try and tie up my Saurii. But I can easily use a skink to deny assist here and negate that to an extent. To an extent. How do I break out of this otherwise? Since I'm not really... Because you're the only one who can likely get out there, but I would need some skinks to kind of assist, and I would need 2 skinks even. To even get a 1 dice block. Aw, boo. Now you tie up Krosa because of that. Since that was a risky maneuver. Now we have a bit of puzzle here. I can easily bash you and... Well, actually that's not true. Since I still have to do a dodge of some sort. What I need is one of my Saurii over there, and the only one that can realistically do that is you there, X-Middle. It's not promising odds, especially with a stunned Saurii. Disturbing presence, they all have disturbing presence, so a handoff's very damn risky and not likely to succeed. I just burnt the miss, so let's think about this. A red dice is really damn risky, but I do kind of have a reroll to kind of help with that matter. Since this is likely to fall apart if I don't get my blitz on the Saurii here. Let's start with something simple. Damn, there goes my reroll in a hurry. Wow. I know it wasn't 2 dice, but that ruined that in a hurry. That was not what I wanted. Because I was tempted to do the 2 red dice, but with results like that, it would not have gone in my favor, I think. And their pestigores are nowhere near to kind of get the ball just yet. And I only have 2 turns now, which is not very likely to pick up the ball, alas. I think that 1 turn where the timer ran out on me kind of screwed me over quite a bit with my momentum. I could have dived in really heavily. But are you gonna take the reroll? You're probably gonna reroll, since I'm gonna dodge out your Nurgling. I don't have sidestep, sadly, to choose where I want to go. But thankfully that burnt the blitz. And what's the chance of what would be the chance there of actually getting out? I would need to roll really high. Now you're gonna want to reroll finally. I'm trying to know what the likeliness of me actually getting out here is, since I think I need to roll higher than their strengths. I just don't... That's not very likely with me having to roll a 7 or something, maybe. Maybe I should have took the dodge attempt. That might have realistically been better for me. Again, I just didn't know what the probability was. Yeah, then I would have to roll a certain number. Wow. Well, you're dead. That denies the Nurgling from attacking. But doesn't quite help me just yet. Because Because my sister blocked is the problem with this one guy here. I want to bash you. And I have 2 turns left. This is an opportunity for me, I guess. But it's still a dang red dice. Is the problem. And the only way I can get an assist, well, really I can't get an assist anywhere. Because this one guy's in the way. But that's my most realistic chance, is it? Because I could tie these guys up still with my Saurii. Let's see what happens here. I'll take a push. I will happily take a push. And that greatly increases my odds of getting the hell out. And I don't have a reroll, so keep that in mind. And this is very damn risky, but I can actually bash you. Who am I kidding? So I'm almost completely safe. Almost. I just didn't get the knockdown I would have liked, though. This is going to be down to the wire, folks. And how close? 1, 2, 3. C8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would need to go for it. So Kungwa here would be helpful. And Krosa, you're not really needed, so just do a random bash and see what you get. Get some SPP finally, damn it. You deserve it after all this. Nope, you don't. And 2 dodges. That at least protects my skink really damn well there. Ah, well, so long as it's not a serious injury. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that move, but since for some reason I was going to that thinking I had 2 dices, but you have to get really desperate here. And all your soul units are kind of out in the middle of nowhere or blocked heavily. So the only real option you have would be to just blitz for it. Push, I'll take a push. I will happily take a push. Now, it's really hard to criticize my own play, but I think a big factor may have been not being able to get that full turn I would have liked over on the right side. It would have been really awkward, especially if how it is played out after the fact. But at least I would have had a nice window to maybe sprint for the touchdown earlier. If it seemed really scary. I just didn't have enough Saurii to really feel confident in that maneuver. But this is looking like a promising touchdown. I tab pass, keep in mind. That will greatly increase my chances, although I'm going to have to do the math quickly. Since realistically, one of these guys can get close enough to kind of penalize my touchdown. Actually, one is already interfering. So that would be a 4+ instead of a 3+ now. Gonna have to be fair. I can easily... In theory... Oh, you're just blitzing him. Which sidestep could help me. Yes, sidestep, unless you're gonna reroll it. That would probably be the best choice. Now, is there any way I can get a 2-dice blitz on you? Well, actually... Only way I could get a 2-dice blitz... You're attempting it. It was risky, but I had to try for it. And you still have a reroll, too. Ooh, failed on the dodge. Or was it to go for it? It looked like a go for it rather than the dodge. Yeah, it was to go for it, damn it. Which is kind of funny, because that was the same hex they would have had to do a dodge roll. Ooh, and that conveniently helps me. Since that push negates the 1 penalty there, I really would like to try and get SPP, but let's try for a win instead. A 1-6 versus a 1-9. 1-9 is much more realistic. That is game. Probably a lot more tense than it needed to be. But it ended up as a victory in the end. With very little casualties, considering I was probably the bashier team there. Although my dice were really damn good there. At least they were pretty reliable with some bad rolls here and there. My opponent had some bad luck with their Beast of Nurgle though. Oh, it's not over yet. Who am I kidding? They are going to do a 1-turn touchdown, which I don't think is possible. Maybe that was a little bit premature of me to wish them good game. And they could get an extra turn still. It's not possible for any of them. Only a Pestigore might be the only one. 3, 4, 5. I want to try his formation that protects against a 1-turn touchdown. I just don't know how likely it is to work since I'm just thinking of only aware of this off the top of my head. They could get a riot, though. That could screw me over a tiny bit, too. But I like to think this is it, in a nutshell. Since I don't have stand firm or anything like that to keep them from pushing me. I got a little bit ahead of myself, thinking that was the final turn. But it's very unlikely for him to even get a touchdown. Only one I can realistically think of is these pestigores with their movement. No one else realistically has the movement to try and get a touchdown in. They would just have to do a lot of pushes if my opponent knows how to do that, or at least take advantage of it. Just don't be a riot. What did I just damn say? Since my opponent's likely going to sprint for it, but with no rerolls, they could always fail to pick up still. At least I'm a little more protected here from a two-turn touchdown, as opposed to having all my guys way back here. You would think, anyway. Although my skinks are a little bit vulnerable to getting bashed. Which isn't a huge issue just yet. Now, let's see what they can do. Because it relies heavily on their ability to pick up the ball. Which I can easily have skinks get in the way to complicate that without much of an issue. I just don't have any rerolls. But I'll happily take a push. Now, what about poor Krosa? Since they easily got 2 dice on against him. And yet again, Krosa's been foiled of injuries to get his SPP up. Failed to go for it, playing really risky there, and you didn't even get to pick up the ball. Although, to be fair, to go for was a little more reliable than the dang touchdown. Or picking up the ball. So I can see the logic there. I do have a bit of an opening on the right there, but once I start knocking these guys down... I should have followed, damn it, because now Krosa doesn't get like the 1 dice. Or even a 2 dice block there. And you can't reach it. I'm relatively safe. So realistically, I should just go for the ball. At least make it as difficult as possible. I just need to start bashing people down for that to matter. And this skink could theoretically get to the ball, maybe if I get an opening here. I would just have to deal with our Rotter friend first. I'm just seriously trying to consider if there's any way for him to get a touchdown. From the looks of it, not anymore. So let's try and get ourselves a little bit more injuries while we can. Although I probably didn't need to follow, that slows me down a bit. I really want to try and bash for more SPP. Get a little bit extra. Is that so wrong? Although a push doesn't do it for me. That is not any form of SPP. No one has ever got any experience for pushing a player, I'm afraid to say. I can confirm this with 100% certainty. Now, am I willing to go for it? It doesn't hurt to anyway. And that is pretty much everyone there. Just Krosa needs to beat up on someone. Which sadly is a push as well. Yeah, Mesteko was supposed to follow up there, so that way I can get the 2 dice block I would have wanted. And tied up the Beast and Nurgle too. No, not my skinkies. I was kind of asking for an injury, maybe. But let's see, still next to a skink. Ooh. Only a stun, nobody panic. Olda is still standing. I would like the ball to go downwards, but that's not a big deal anymore. Now you need... Okay, you get your 2 dice blocked now. Do your worst. Ha, your worst wasn't good enough. There we are. Now the one big scary attack will be the one on Olda, which no one was around the beast, so 4+ is a pain. My opponent could have alleviated that. Oh, it was a 1 anyway, so it honestly would not have made a difference, but definitely bad luck with the really stupid. Poor fella. No! You got the 2 dice block. Don't hurt him. He's just an innocent little lovable Cruxagore. Okay, good. He's still standing. He didn't have the claws yet to kind of sink through that armor. At least I'm happy that we had ourselves a nice full-length game. Damn tense one at that. Good God. I know I probably made a bit of mistakes there. I'm sure I made a handful of them. That is game. Oh, and it already ended because of the pickup. Well, the streak continues, but in all honesty, I'm a little bit disappointed we didn't get more injuries or at least knockouts than I want, considering I was the Bashy team. And we got ourselves a Saurii out for the next match too. Ooh, Masteka gets MVP, nice. You're really damn close to gaining another level, but that's still going to be tricky to do. Okay, Gordahi did get 2 SPP for that 1 injury, I believe. That's what it's looking like. Kungwa got the touchdown, and how are our dice looking here? I'm more interested in the injuries. 1 injury out of a possible 10, which I think is slightly below average. I think you need to roll 8 or 9. No, it's actually like a 9 and above, I think, to get an injury, so a little bit below average there. And I got, what, 16 armor breaks? If I'm reading this properly, at least. And I failed the 1 tentacle attempt, which, again, I have no idea what I was supposed to roll there, to be honest. I think it was like an 8 or something, which is ridiculously high number to roll. Otherwise, what our opponent here? They got 6 injuries, and 2 of which were casualties. No, wait. Yeah, I'm seeing injuries, and I don't... That's the armor breaks, isn't it? Oh, that's how many armor break rolls, never mind. They failed 10 armor breaks. Alright, I'm understanding this now, and I failed 11 armor break rolls, but I got knocked down a lot less, it seems like, if I'm understanding this properly. I got double the knockdown attempts, so I'm happy with that. I was a lot more bashier than my opponent. They just had the better luck with the knockouts. Otherwise, dice, definitely high on the 6. I definitely got a lot of good success rolls here. I was above average on 4s, 5s, and 6s. So that was a good run for me. Not so much for my opponent. Well, slightly more 1s, but it balances out a bit with the 4s and 5s, which are pretty good for them. And how about the blocks? Oh wait, that's not it. So, both downs stinks for them due to the fact they only had 1 blocker. And mine's, wow, I had a lot of both downs, but at the same time, I benefit off it quite well too, with 4 Saurii with block. So that's good that's good for me overall. But otherwise, yeah, a lot of pushes and a lot of both downs, at least as the highest result. And good God, I got a lot of pushes. At least that's what it's looking like. Oh boy, thank you everyone for tuning into that match. We didn't quite get a level up, but with one of my Saurii out, with a movement injury that I chose to forego for risk of having a dead player, we're in good shape now. I'm just going to be a little bit weaker for the next match.